10 days ago, Arizona Democrat Adelita Grijalva won a special election to fill her late father's congressional seat by 40 points. But Republican Speaker of the House Mike Johnson has still not allowed her to be sworn into office. Now, Republicans say that it's because the House has not returned to a normal session. But it just so happens that once sworn in, Grijalva would be the crucial 218th signature on the bipartisan petition to force a House vote on releasing the Epstein files. Speaking to CBS News yesterday, Speaker Johnson said it was all no big deal and that Grijalva would be sworn in next week.
Representative Grijalva, who won a special election last week in Arizona, she's yet to be sworn in. I know you're not in session, but you've sworn in Republicans out of session. Why not her? Does it have anything to do with Jeffrey Epstein?
Well, the House is not on the floor doing business this week, but we will do it immediately early next week as soon as everyone returns to town.
Except not so fast, because this afternoon, Johnson changed his mind and said the House would not reconvene next week after all. Congresswoman-elect Adelita Grijalva of Arizona joins me now. I'm going to call you Congresswoman. It's very good to have you on. Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I wish I was already sworn in. I was in D.C. We had an opportunity to do it during a pro forma session. It would have really been very helpful to be able to be a voice for the people of this community that elected me to work.
Well, so I want to just put this so people get a sense of this. So special elections actually happen fairly frequently. Members retire, unfortunately, like your father, who my condolences passed away. I knew him pretty well. He's a great guy. These special elections happen fairly often. And you'll see there, like in 2025, the two Republicans in Florida were sworn in the next day. The Democrat who replaced Jerry Connolly in Virginia, James Walkinshaw, he was sworn in the next day. Have you received official communication from the Speaker's office or the House about why you are still not yet sworn in?
No, there has been no direct communication with the Speaker's office, which has been very frustrating because most of the time I'm hearing it secondhand from reporters who have asked for a statement. Just like the CBS one. I mean, really, it's coming up on a Google alert, and that's how I'm finding out. And so when we heard that it was going to be on the 7th, I have 3 children, my husband, they want to be a part of this very special moment.
Yes.
And so I made arrangements. I am not a travel agent, so I made arrangements, took me forever. And now I'm like, so what do we do now? And the frustration for me, really, personally, that is an annoyance. But for the people of this community in the middle of a government shutdown, when we have so many people that are here, we have people that work on base, work at the VA, we have, the airport here. There are going to be people who are going to need services from their federally elected, their office. And we don't have, the doors are locked and closed. I can't onboard staff, can't hire anybody.
So, this is a little like what happened after the 2020 election, where all the kind of plumbing of how like an election victory becomes a president got exposed, because usually it just happens in the background. Like, realizing as I talk to you, I don't actually understand the process here. The House has to formally recognize you. Like, are we waiting on the Speaker and he has to do something affirmatively?
Basically, you have the dean of in this case, the Democrats, which what used to be my dad will now be Greg Stanton, is going to introduce me and basically say, here she is. Her election results are, very clear. Here she is. And then he says what he did with Walkinshaw is like, we accept the unofficial results without question, and then hand the time over to the representative in a special to be able to say a few words. And that's it. You're sworn in. You get the little button. You get to go around everywhere. In this case, when I was in D.C., I'm basically a tourist. And so I couldn't go anywhere without being escorted by Leader Jeffrey's staff, who was very accommodating, by the way. Other offices were very helpful in trying to, just help me navigate, because I don't have any security clearance. I don't have staff. They're able to get into these areas in the back that are protected for very good reason. And so when I came out with all of the other members of the Democratic caucus, I had to be escorted in there. So my nameplate is where my dad's used to be. And it is in the Longworth building, but all the doors are locked and I can't go into that office until I'm sworn in.
Okay. You saw our introduction. I want to confirm one thing first. When you are sworn in, do you intend to sign the discharge petition that would force a vote on the release of the Epstein files?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So I would be 218. And that seems to, I mean, at first I was trying not to be a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay,
I also have been the same. Like, maybe there's something I'm missing here.
right. It doesn't have anything to do with these files, but that is literally the only thing I can point to. It's not like me getting sworn in is going to change, now the Democrats will be in the majority. I mean, there's certain things that are not going to change, where Democrats will still be in the minority. That is literally the only thing that is different in, me getting sworn in versus Representative Walkinshaw or Petronis or Fine. They were literally sworn in less than 24 hours after their election.
And they can always do just a pro forma session, right? The fact that being out of session doesn't bar it. They can change the rules however they want, and obviously Democrats would accommodate that. So that doesn't make sense either. And there's no reason they can't do it during a shutdown because Congress is still funded because Congress is a separate branch of government, right?
Correct. And I believe it was 219. We were in a shutdown and the entire class was sworn in during a shutdown. So that's not the issue either. I can't think of anything else. And,
I can't either.
The timing is certainly suspicious for sure.
But your point too is like, yes, if that's part of it or that's the reason, but the people in your district deserve a representative in Congress. You had a special election. It's been 10 days. There are people, like you said, like VA employees, other folks who are going to be affected by the shutdown who should have some member they can go to and say, hey, what do I do? What if I don't know about what's going to happen with our paychecks? And they don't have that right now.
Especially, and here in this community, we have 3 ports of entry with Mexico. We have a lot of immigration issues that are coming up. And my dad had a reputation for doing amazing constituent services. We expect to do the same. And I can't offer assistance to anyone.
Yeah. Congresswoman
It's very frustrating.
Yeah, I would love to get further explanation, particularly since Mike Johnson said on camera, don't worry, we're coming back next week. And then today decided they'll be off another week. We'd like to get some follow up there, and we're going to try to run that down. Congresswoman-elect Adelita Grijalva, thank you for your time tonight.